One of my favorite things in the entire world is spicy Kyle Shanahan. Honestly, I don't know what about Kyle getting spicy just fulfills my life. I'm just kidding. But seriously, we had Kyle Shanahan get spicy with a media member in yesterday's practice who kind of pushed back on Kyle Shanahan as it seemed like the reporter was coming across as if Kyle wasn't understanding what he was saying. And Kyle was like, Uno reverse card, sir. I don't think you understand what I'm saying or you understand what we're even talking about. I don't know. I don't know. You be the judge. Here's the clip right here. And of course, you're going to react to it on the other side. Take a listen. Kyle Shanahan, get a little spicy with some media.
Direction from either you or what he's heard from other people to make sure it's all kind of straight in his head.
I don't know anybody I've coached who's got other coaches from outside the building.
You know, a throwing coach in Jacksonville. He's got a guy who he grew up with.
Yeah, those are like strength and conditioning coaches, but in terms of throwing, they just work on the mechanics of throwing. But that's.
Well, those guys are, I mean, they're quarterback coaches. I mean, Dan Minucci's a guy who trains quarterbacks.
Oh, I understand. I don't think you understand. Coaches in this building, we don't sit and you don't talk mechanics all week. You prepare them for a game plan. That's what you do in the season. You get them ready for the offense that we're running, the defenses that we're going on. When you work to improve your footwork and arm strength, just like are wide out in the off season, they go to improve how they drop their hips, how they do quickness off the line. They do cone drills, stuff like that. But when you're here and you get it by position coaches, it's about football and preparing for the game. So that doesn't happen during the year.
I understand. I don't think you understand. Golf clap. Golf clap for Kyle Shanahan. I love spicy Kyle. He puts out some of the best quotes when he gets a little spicy. And it's pretty bold, I'll say, by that media member to try. He wasn't trying to make it seem like Kyle didn't understand, but the reality was the reporter didn't understand. He was trying to quantify offseason training coaches as quarterback coaches and making the assimilation of what quarterback coaches in the building do, and they're just completely different situations. I think one of the misunderstandings that maybe some people have, and what it kind of feels like the misunderstanding with this media member is what coaches do. Like, in season, they are not really obviously they're going to try to put you in the best case scenario. Obviously they want you mechanically to be doing what you need to do, but that's not the place to learn that. That's not the place to rep that. That comes in the off season, comes in training camp, OTAs. That's the time to kind of tweak mechanics. But at that point, after that, they're doing individual drills, which is your opportunity to kind of tweak any little mechanical things that you might see. But other than that, the focus is game plan. The focus is getting these guys right. This is the NFL. At a certain point, you got to be ready to go. You can't be developing mechanics midweek in week 10. You just can't be doing that. That's not what the focus is. These are professional athletes. These are guys that have dedicated their lives to playing this game. And yes, working on your mechanics, repping mechanics, and improving mechanics are always going to be something you're going to work on as an athlete, as a professional football player. But that doesn't become the focus of practices throughout the week. That's not the focus. What they are trying to do is game plan, show looks that represent the other team. They're trying to learn and scout and do those types of things to get prepared for their game. So I think it's funny, that the little pushback that we had between Kyle and the reporter. Oh, I understand. No, you don't understand. And again, it's just Kyle. It's one of those things if you're going to not necessarily, I don't know if challenge is the right word, but if you're going to kind of get in a back and forth with Kyle Shanahan, you best to be 100% knowing what you're talking about. You can go back to the Play Callers podcast, I think on The Athletic, when Kyle Shanahan kind of discusses what it's like being a coach under him and in his staff, and they're constantly challenging each other. Like when you hear the other coaches like McDaniels or McVay, what they would do is they like, oh, we got this look that we really, really like and we want to implement it. And what Kyle would do was literally pick it apart and find any hole in the thought process, in the scheme, and just pick it apart. So if you're going to challenge Kyle on a football thought or a football take, you you better have all the answers, because if you don't, he's coming right back at you. And that includes media as well. So what did you think about this back and forth with Kyle Shanahan, the media member? I don't think there's anything serious about it. You know, journalists, not all journalists are, football savants and, you know, understand the X's and O's at a complex level. That's not necessarily their job. Obviously, it helps if you understand football at that level, but at the end of the day, they're there to report, they're there to gather information, etc. So, just had a little back and forth. What did you think about it? Let me know what you think in the comments below. And as always, make sure to like and subscribe for more updates.